Listen to the quality of this radio.
I tell you.
Wow.
There's no end.
Yeah.
There's no end to the.
What is it? What brand?
It's a Philco.
It's alienation, right? I mean, one of his.
It sounds awfully good for AM.
He has chosen.
You know that noise you hear the new ones?
Get into the next generation.
Oh, this thing is alive.
ASE or go online dmleasing.com.
It
That
was
call
aligned
is free, but not
tightly at
calling
the
could cost you
factory.
thousands.
You know, you just don't get a good sounding AM radio like they used to make.
Of the kingdom, and the other satraps were
This is the
jealous,
gospel
and
channel
so
with that commercial.
they
you gotta
plotted
capture.
to have
We'll
him
find
thrown into the lion's den, and
But look at how beautiful this is made. This is a one-piece Bakelite front.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen that speaker or anything else. Nice speaker, big transformer. It's a 5-tube radio. But the neat thing is it's got a voltage doubler power supply.
Mm-hmm.
It's running at 185 volts plate for the 50L6, which is unusual. Got a doubler capacitor. Runs at a slightly higher voltage, has a good output transformer, robust speaker. This thing sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's got a 3-speed record changer, which is sitting right there, built by Philco, that goes in the Bakelite case. The case is around here someplace. This would have been top-of-the-line tabletop AM radio record player in 1954. Probably manufactured in 53 according to the code dates, but Sam says it was 54. All original tubes, chassis never been out of it. I had to break a paper seal on the bottom right there to get the chassis out. And there's a little story here. Philco's assembly line was very sophisticated. They wired all the tube circuitry on one assembly line and put the other stuff in on another. The last thing to go in was the wax capacitor. So there were 5 lugs that this had to be attached to. And whoever put this one in was in a bad mood because the soldering was so bad. Looked like they just slammed it in there and went tack, 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 because there were solder splatters and the wires had melted and had, you know, goo hanging off of them. Whoever put this capacitor in was not in a good mood that day. Obviously the last part installed. So new capacitors, cleaned it up, works beautifully.
and the person who has the power to execute his will.
It's amazing
his
how clear that
purpose, and
is.
his plan.
And it's just a standard 5-tube radio, but whoever aligned it at the factory did an exquisite job because it is right on the money. It tunes clean and sharp and is a little bit brighter than most AM radios are because they've tuned it, aligned it correctly. Yeah, good old Philco. In their day, they were a marvel. So I'm very pleased
And where
with
was
this.
Philco made?
Philadelphia.
Uh-huh.
The Philadelphia Storage Battery Company made their fortune making batteries for cars and battery radios. And when electric radios came out in the late 20s, they went, uh-oh, we've got to get into another line of work. And they quickly geared up, started making radios. They never made a battery radio, ever. Well, in the beginning. Their initial set was a AC powered tube, that's obvious, AC powered radio with a loudspeaker that they actually bought from another company and manufactured it themselves. But they never made a battery set back in the 20s. They made the batteries for everybody else.
I'm just amazed at how good it sounds.
This is a beautifully made radio. You get the rest of the case and take out 4 screws, and this comes out the front for service, and then it goes back in. The only problem is they hardwired the record changer, and this is the AC for the motor.
So you had to unsolder it?
You got to unsolder to get the chassis out.
Oh my.
But other than that, one of my collectors bought this, got it at a garage sale, I guess. Got a hell of a deal.
And the light's still working? You had
The
to
light bulb was good. Whoever owned it obviously never used it because it's clean and shiny, and none of the tubes have been changed, never been touched.
Where's the rest of the case?
Right there.
Look at that Bakelite.
Yeah, it is Bakelite. Another one-piece cabinet. Yeah.
Well, that made it easier to manufacture.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No, it was on the bottom of cardboard or something, or a piece
It
of wood?
has a cardboard cover on the bottom, but that was a nice piece. Yeah.
Isn't that
A
something?
lot of people claim stuff is Bakelite when it's not.
Uh-huh.
You really need to go on the internet and read the story of Bakelite. It's fascinating.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
How can you tell the difference?
well, Bakelite's not always brown. It comes in different colors, but it's the texture. It's not flexible. It's usually glossy, and it's a very hard product. There's ways to tell. They make Bakelite in a flexible form and different colors and as a coating. So the history is fascinating of Bakelite.
Yeah.
It's in everything.
Well, you know, the thing is, it looks like it hasn't gone bad over all these years. It's still solid.
Bakelite will not go bad. Bakelite does not decay. Period.
You know, lots of these plastic things are starting, you know, after a few years go bad now.
Yeah, Bakelite is phenolic and formaldehyde and a secret catalyst. And you juggle the formula, you change the fillers, you change the colors, you get all kinds of different hardnesses, colors, textures, malleability, blah, 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 blah. It's very flexible, but it's not a hydrocarbon plastic. It's called a resinoid because the guy that invented it considers it a synthetic resin. Phenolic's a resin, so it's a modified resin.
Well, it looks like it's durable.
That is very durable. That'll look as good 100 years from now as it does today. Sunlight will fade it, and
Well, is this an antique TV camera here? What is this thing?
where?
That.
Oh, that's one of those Bentley toy movie cameras. Where's the zipper?
There's an 8mm.
Yeah.
Here's another Bakelite.
That's 51 RCA. 51,
You don't see
52.
Bakelite anymore,
Isn't that
really,
funny?
do you?
Yeah. Little plastic thing. Uses standard cartridge film.
Not much
Somebody
to it.
found that for $3 at a garage sale and got it for me, bless their heart. So there it sits. Well, this was the first RCA that had a 3-speed record changer in it.
With Bakelite.
That's 53 on that.
What's that metal?
That's Bakelite. Yeah, it's all Bakelite. This is metal.
Now, they don't make Bakelite anymore.
They do. You just don't see it. You just don't see it.